It's all right in front of you. All right, next slide. Let's keep going. Now we're going to talk about some of the solutions. Venom-derived neurotoxins target nicotinic acetylcholine receptors.
Oh, I've seen this come up in the literature.
This was huge in the beginning of SARS-CoV-2. Do you remember that around the world, hospitals were reporting that amidst this acute respiratory distress syndrome they were calling SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19, hospitals around the world were reporting this odd thing they were noticing. The least demographic of all people hospitalized with SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19 were smokers. They said it was less than 5% around the world were being hospitalized for COVID-19 who were smokers. It was the least.
That. Yes. It was the nicotine.
And as they were actually reporting this is not a joke. They started reporting this, and up and through May, they were reporting on it. Our FDA, NIH, and CDC immediately went into action in May of 2020 and started telling everybody in the media, everyone in the world needs to know the highest, most likely demographic group to end up being hospitalized for COVID-19 were smokers. They flat out lied to everybody and said, now there's never been a better time than to quit smoking.
Oh my.
Because
in this case, the nicotine could have saved you.
Absolutely. These nicotine acetylcholine receptors, if you use nicotine, it blocks these neurotoxins inside of snake venom from vipers. You could totally handle SARS-CoV-2 with nicotine. I'm not joking. As I've learned this stuff, people have called me, hey, doc, I'm struggling with the Omicron variant or Delta variant if they got diagnosed with COVID-19 from a PCR test that I think is bogus anyway. If they were struggling, all I did was send them to go get Nicorette gum or nicotine patches. Right. And I would tell them, look, you've been struggling for 2 weeks. Just put this stuff in there, 48 hours or less, all over with. This is the one and only thing that doctors around the world are missing because they don't realize it's venom. It's neurotoxins from viper venom. And they attack the nicotine receptors in your brainstem that control your diaphragm's ability to breathe. Wow. Then you drop your oxygen. That is what these neurotoxins do. It is not a lung infection. This is a venom poisoning. And it's getting into your brainstem through your blood supply, crossing the blood-brain barrier, which is what this venom's designed to do, paralyzes your diaphragm's ability to breathe, your oxygen levels are dropping. These people need nicotine to bind to those receptors because venom will be secondary to bind to them. This is huge. I'm telling you, everyone around the world needs to know this. Any variant that comes up in the future, you need to use nicotine.
I'm going to have to add some items to my stockpile of emergency medical supplies at this point.
That's right. I do not recommend
have nicotine gum yet.
We do not recommend smoking.
Right. I'm not recommending smoking.
Nope. I do not recommend it at all.
Nicotine patches and things like that.
Right. Absolutely. But that's what this venom does.
You know what? Tobacco is actually easy to grow, too. I used to grow tobacco in Ecuador.
Did you?
But it's regular.